morning. Welcome back to this week's edition of Will and Wise.
The Dog Show Drive.
Yes, I'm Will.
And I'm Y.
Yes, you are. And this is our Dog Show Drive. This week on the Dog Show Drive, we're going to talk about some really new, important policies the AKC and CKC are implementing. It's a great thing, these new policies. We also have very exciting news from Westminster Kennel Club and the AKC Dog Show in Orlando. The judging panel is out for both events, and some great judges to adjudicate that. And we have our show Spotlight, and we also have a very fun Kennel and Bench that's going to bring back memories to so many of you, and memories that and if you weren't there, it's going to make you think you wish you were there.
Yeah.
So all that
and more
on this week's edition of Will and Wise,
the Dog Show Drive. Hi, Will.
What are you wearing?
Yeah, I'm wearing it.
You are. And you got to say, so far it's been a fun run. They're a fun team to watch. And I know you feel like you have some bearing on the outcome, but you don't.
I don't want to risk it.
You don't have any bearing on the outcome. Trust me.
All I know, and I told you this morning, all I know is that when the score was tied at 2-2, I shut my television off.
Yeah.
And then when I checked back, we were in overtime. And then I did a prayer. And then when I checked back again, we had won. That's all I'm going to say.
It was all due to your absence.
Yes. But
my friend has curly hair and likes to brush her teeth. Curly hair and likes to brush her teeth.
So rude. You know, we have our little idiosyncrasies.
No, I don't. Touch wood.
Okie dokie.
Jamie Dawick, whose mother's friend of the show, Linda Campbell. Jamie Dawick's Toronto Rock won the championship, the NLL National Lacrosse League last night.
I heard that. How exciting.
So that was exciting.
That's great.
I guess the second championship they've won since, second or third they've won since Jamie's owned the team.
Oh, wow.
Good for him. His son, I didn't know his son Josh played on the team too. I didn't think Jamie was old enough to have a son.
We talked about this. It was like, what? Isn't he like 14 or something?
It seems like it. It's funny how you remember them. You see them how you remember them, because I haven't seen him since he got married. He was my cousin Heather's husband was very close with Jamie, and which was under the blue. So when they got married, Heather told me, guess who? I forget her husband's name now. That's awful.
That's because we're old. See, so maybe time has moved on. But I only remember your Jamie as, I don't know, 7 years old. 7 or 8.
I think the last time I saw Jamie Dawick, he maybe was 19 or 20. I can't remember. But so for him to have a son who apparently is around 25 now just freaks me out.
That is nuts. That's insane. Yeah.
But congratulations. That's really exciting.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
I love lacrosse. Lacrosse.
Yep. Yeah. You weren't part of the Miracle Whip.
No, but I was on the team. I was a midfieldman for our team in Millbrook. Coached by the legendary Bobby Allen. He is a legendary lacrosse coach, Bobby Allen.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at you go.
He was also our principal.
He's also our principal. As that's how sports are done in Canada.
Yeah.
You have two jobs.
We had the smallest team competing in the Ontario finals, but because we had such a great coach, we won consolation like every year. It was incredible. We always made it to the championship, or we won consolation because of Bobby Allen. Because he was such a good coach, and he would take whatever kid showed up and turn them into some sort of lacrosse player.
Yeah, that's great. That's
Yeah.
great. So what else did you do this weekend?
I went to the Kitchener-Waterloo Dog Show one day to
Oh,
look up
that's
some
right.
dogs.
You went
Pardon
to
me?
watch. Yeah, that's right. You
You,
went to watch some
yeah, I
dogs
went.
being
Yeah,
shown.
because I co-owned 3 dogs that were being shown. I had an Irish setter there, a border terrier there, and a beagle there.
Hmm.
And I wanted to see them and check them out. And I gave them all a bit of a touch up, because that's what I
That's
do.
what we do. That's what we do.
That's what I do. I can't help myself.
I
And
understand.
so I watched them, and I got to visit with some of the judges and say hello, and some
That's
of the
good.
members. I saw my stepfather and his wife Michelle there. She brought me carrot cake. It was yummy.
Oh, nice.
She makes great carrot cake.
Yes.
Um, yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. It's
That's good.
funny because as we can tell each week, because we check out stats each week, the shows are getting smaller. Um, which was weird because a couple of years ago they were getting bigger again. Now they're going back
Yeah.
down again.
Yeah.
And Kitchener, in my head, was always a pretty big show,
Hmm.
and they have two ice services, one for
Yep.
grooming, one for the rings. And back in the day, they were both full. Well, they're both
Yeah.
full. And
Hmm.
now I sat I sat in the stands, which I never do. I sat in the stands and watched the herding group, and it was so weird feeling because it was so echoey, and there was just one ring going, and it seemed not normal.
Not like
But
a.
then over on the grooming side was quite busy. So I
Hmm.
think they'd be better off combining the two of them and put the rings and the grooming on one side, because then it would look like it was busy all the
Right.
time. Because it was hard. I don't think spectators. It just seemed very quiet.
Right.
I think if they had both on one side, maybe the spectators would wander through looking at the dogs in crates as well as looking at the dogs in the
Yeah.
rings and talking to the handlers and breeders and whatnot.
Hmm.
But they had a pretty good entry in the Pier, especially, and pretty good entry in the Black Russian Terrier, especially. They had a pretty good
Oh
entry in
yeah,
the
they had their
Standard Schnauzer,
nationals.
especially. So they still held their own in the specialties that they've been known to always hold. It
Yeah.
just it just seemed. Let's see, and crazy enough, because I spoke to, it was Michelle that told me they were down in numbers because they were members, and crazy enough, even though they were down in numbers, they were one of the bigger shows, I believe, of the weekend. So it's
Yes.
just I don't know, it's a bit frustrating when you have these shows that are in your memory banks as big shows and
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
dwindling.
Yeah. It is. It's very, very disheartening for some of us, that's for sure.
Yeah. What did you do on the weekend?
Well, it was we call it the May 2-4 weekend, and it's
It's
the
not even May 2 for yet.
I know this weekend was early. I don't care what
Yes.
anyone says. This was early.
And it's
Um,
still winter out. Like right now, it's hot here, but it's going to get cold again. By the time this airs, it's going to be cold again.
yeah, it was cold at camp. Well, we call it camp. You guys call it cottage. Some people call it the cabin. In Northern Ontario, it's called camp. So we go to camp to Lac de Mille Lacs, and it's opening fishing weekend. So we get in the boat, we go fishing.
Yeah.
Freezing cold. I have to laugh because Darren bought me a brand new fishing rod for Christmas, new fishing rod and reel. And he was like, he was so excited for me to get this. He's like, look, because it's just like his expensive rod. And he's like, look, you could like you can feel everything on that. And I'm like, said to him, I fish in my mittens. Do you really think I'm gonna feel tap,
Have
tap,
much
tap, tap,
feel
tap?
coming through your mittens.
Exactly. So, and the
Excuse me.
fact of the matter is, I fish with my mittens on, and I'm always yelling at the dog. Do you think I'm noticing much of anything? Not until my rod bends, right? So, anyway, but we caught fish. We only went out one day because it was cold. It was very cold. So, just went out the one day,
So
and then
weird here.
it poured rain on Monday. Well, we knew it was going to pour rain on Monday, so we came home Sunday night. Then we went, so Darren wanted to go to the greenhouse on Monday, and we bought some plants. I don't know. They may die in my house before we plant them outside. Who knows what's going to happen? But I try.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just watched hockey. I watched some Netflix too.
Did you watch any of the men's worlds?
No, I didn't. I
No.
just kept getting updates on
They've
that.
been they've been
Yeah.
kicking it over there. Macklin's celebrating. He's the captain, and Sid's an assistant. It's because Sid came in late. That's why. And Macklin apparently offered him the C, and Sid said, "No, you were already voted in," and that's the way it goes. Good Canadian boys, they're not going to argue over those things.
I love that guy. I love him. He's so nice. So that was my weekend, and now we're here.
Yep. All right.
Doing the pod.
What's up? What's next?
We
got some listener mail.
But first, the Aurora, remember the junior nationals. Megan found out where they're being held. So the nationals will be at the Aurora and District Kennel Club.
Very good. That's a good place to have them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, people will watch that. Yeah.
Yes. But yes, we also do have some listener email. Look at all you participating in the podcast. No.
Yeah.
So this week, the letter is from Linnell Cates, and she was commenting on last week's topic. And she said, "Dear Will and Why, first let me tell you how much I enjoy your podcast. I start my Thursday morning TV watching with you two." Well, good for you. Great. We're so glad. Years, or should I say decades ago, two friends and I were showing 3 6-month-old Gordon Setter puppies at their first show. We were all relatively inexperienced and more than a little nervous. The judge withheld ribbons with the explanation that I realize they are puppies, but they are bitches and should be able to move. To say the least, the three of us were a little shocked and pulled our puppies the next day. After listening to your podcast today, I got to thinking that if a judge withholds ribbons, perhaps she could suggest that after they have completed their assignment, they would make themselves available to explain their decision. If approached by obvious novices, and if ribbons were withheld for lack of merit, the judge could point out the issues whilst having the breed standard at hand to be referred to. 10 or 15 minutes can make a difference to someone staying or leaving the sport. Looking forward to next week's podcast, Linnell. And that's a very
true,
valid,
Linnell. You're right. Because like we said last week, it's devastating that you think your puppy's not good enough and you don't want to come back to the sport. And so maybe if someone that is supposed to be an expert in their field tells you why the decision and what you can do to improve that, I think it would help a lot to these people. So
because lack of merit could also mean like lack of conditioning or lack of, even.
Well, there's lots of reasons. And it's subjective, like we talked about last week.
Yeah.
But I think a quick explanation will ease the minds of these newbies, Just handing them a sheet of paper saying or telling them they don't get any ribbons today isn't helping at all, especially when you have no idea what you're doing or what they're judging on when you're that new to the sport,
And we also should mention too, for the new people in the sport too, it does not happen that often.
No, it doesn't.
It really doesn't. So don't be petrified every time you walk in the ring.
Yeah, exactly.
You're going to get ribbons withheld on you. It is rare that it does happen. So
it is rare, and I think a lot of judges take into take in regard where the show is, and they can tell their novice people coming in and not to discourage them, they may not send them too far in the ribbons, but they try not to discourage them.
Exactly.
Because our sport, as we spoke about earlier, is dwindling a little bit, so we need some more participants.
So, but thank you, Linnell, for writing in. We do appreciate that.
Yes.
So we got lots to cover today.
Yes, we do.
Apparently. So next we will go across Canada, brought to you by Canadian Dog Fancier, showcasing Canada's top dogs. So we had out in Kelowna, in Peachland, BC, the Kelowna Kennel Club, May 15th to the 18th. It had 4 shows, total entry of 775 dogs.
And look at the good news.
We're up.
Yes. Yay.
They were up
some sort of horn when they're up. Yay.
Air horn. 200 dogs from the previous year. So good on you. Then we have the Hochelaga Kennel Club in Saint Antoine Abbey, Quebec. And they had 4 shows, and their entry went down by
It went
200
down quite a
dogs.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah. They only had 599 dogs. In previous year, they had 801 for sure.
Yeah.
And then we had Fort St. John and District Kennel Club in Taylor, BC. Total of 8 shows, and their entry went up about 100 dogs. They had 1,175 dogs, and the previous year was
Look
1,000.
at BC go.
Yeah,
They're
1,072.
attending. They're supporting their shows,
Good
BC.
job.
Yeah.
And then Regina Kennel and Obedience Club, May 16th through the 16th and 17th. They had 4 shows, and their total entry was 558 dogs, slightly up from the previous
Yeah.
year,
Yeah.
540. So as long as you're going up, you're good. You're
Yeah.
good.
That's good. That's good.
And
Keep it
then
up.
the Tantramar Kennel Club in Upper Brookside, Nova Scotia. They have 4 shows, and they were down about 20 dogs. They had 423 this year, whereas last year they had 446. And
That's
then,
not bad.
yeah, and then Kitchener,
Oh, they weren't as down as much as I thought. Sure,
yeah.
that's good.
So they had 753 dogs, and previous year they had 785. So yeah, only down.
Yes, that's not so bad. It's not
Yeah,
as bad as I was told. So,
yeah. So that is
but the 2
great.
BC shows were up. That's excellent.
Yeah, up health, like
And so
health
was Fort
quickly.
St. John. That's
Yeah,
excellent. Oh, that's the one I was talking about. St. John and
I've
Kelowna.
been to that
And
show.
Regina was up a little bit. That's good.
Yeah, yep,
Excellent.
out there in the prairies.
Good news. We need a bell for that or
Yes,
something. We need some
yes,
sort of you know,
yeah.
special effect when they're up.
Oh, my band bag's in the van. I have special effects.
Deal.
I do. So reminders for show closings brought to you by Canadian Dog Fancier. Comox Valley Kennel Club closing on Wednesday, May 27th. That is next week at 9 p.m. And that show secretary is Classic Show Services. Also, Nanaimo Kennel Club, also closing on the same day. Same show secretary as well, Classic Show Services. And then we have Yukon Kennel Club, Wednesday, May 27th at 11 p.m. or when their limit is reached. And the show secretary for that show is Arctic Dreams. And then we have Ontario County Kennel Club closing on Wednesday, May 27th as well at 7 p.m. And the show secretary is Diana Edwards, Show Services. And then the St. Francis Kennel and Obedience Club also closing on the Tuesday, May 26th at 8 p.m. Also a Diana Edwards Show Services. And I also know that the Thunder Bay Kennel and Training Club will be closing on podcast day on the 21st of May. And
How did Megan leave that
I'm
one out?
always laughing because Megan seems to always forget our local shows to put them on our list. I don't know. Anyway, the show secretary for the Thunder Bay Kennel and Training Club, which is 5 shows, and the dates for that show it's the first weekend in May or June, and it's Sue Lemieux is the show secretary. Anyway, that is all the reminders for closing. Brought to you by Canadian Dog Fancier, showcasing Canada's top dogs. There we go. Now on to our show spotlight.
Brought to you by Show Scene Magazine, the place to be seen.
More music for these things.
So you want some music for that? You want some sort of intro for that?
Yeah, like. I don't know. Something
No
like that.
more rehearsing or singing a song. We know every part by heart.
Okay, so the Canadian show spotlight is on the Grand Prairie Regional Kennel Club.
I've been to that show. It's a good show.
Yeah, June 19th, 20th, 21st, and 22nd. Entries close on June 3rd at 11 p.m. So they have 8 all-breed championship dog shows. They have baby puppy in 4 of the shows. Veterans also for 4 of the shows. They alternate veterans and baby puppy, which is nice.
Well, because they get tired.
Yeah, exactly. Well, so do I. So they also have 3 obedience.
We didn't talk about that because you're entering every other show because you get tired.
I do. So true. I like to say it's the dog, but it's not really.
Yeah.
It's me.
And she doesn't get tired. It's you.
But she feeds off of my non-energy, though.
Oh, okay.
Remember that, folks. They feed off your energy. So if you're like ready to hit the sheets,
Have a nap.
and well, the show's not that far from my house, but still,
So
I
you can
can't
run
go.
back and have a nap and then go back and show in the
I
afternoon.
could, but the show, I don't know, it is closer to my house, but I'd probably just nap in the car.
That's what I do. I nap in the car now. I set my
So,
alarm though, because on Wednesdays I drive into Milton and I
yeah.
do a bunch of things, and I do two sets of classes, but there's time in between them. So I'll pull over and I'll get a cup of tea and listen to the news. But I always set my alarm because even though you listen to the news, it's like, and then people knock on you. Are you okay, sir?
They're about to break the glass. He's stuck in
And teas all over my chest.
there. Timbit hanging out your mouth. Okay, so back to the Grand Prairie
Sorry,
Regional Kennel
sorry,
Club.
show spotlight. Yeah.
Sorry, show spotlight. We digress. They have junior handling for both confirmation and obedience. So that is awesome. And they have breed booster for the Canadian Eskimo Dog National Club of Canada and the Prairie Dachshund Club, all 6 varieties. And they spelt varieties wrong. See, they needed me to they needed me to proofread that. Anyway, so they have $500 best in show cash prizes, all 8 shows.
Really?
Wow.
Is that what it says?
Wow. Yes. That is 4 grand, folks. That is
Are you
awesome.
sure? He says
Well,
$500 best in show cash prize, all 8 shows. But is that 500 for the 8 shows or $500 a show?
but they have 8 shows, so how could it be?
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. I don't
I
know.
don't know.
Let me see if they have a breakdown of this. Now I'm looking. Do they have a breakdown of this? I don't think they do. Oh well.
It must be 500 per show.
Probably. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
It's held outdoors at Happy Trails Camping and Cabins, which is in Claremont,
Happy trails
Alberta. So
to
the show secretary is Kathleen
tell me
McLaughlin.
again.
Entries close on June 3rd. I think I already said that. Only online entries will be accepted for the show at thedogshow.ca. So who do we have as a judging panel? Let's take a look. We
Well,
have
let's take a look, Yvonne.
we are, Will, Ron Mahan, David
Oh,
R. Denny,
Ron
Yvonne
Mahan, the world's
Savard.
best deviled eggs.
Oh, really?
Yes. Whenever I see Ron, where did you bring deviled eggs? And then he will bring them the next day.
That's really weird that you say that because Carolyn made me deviled eggs just before we started the show.
You related to Ron?
I don't think so, but you made me deviled eggs. Yes, yes. I get super excited.
Ron makes wicked deviled eggs.
Well, I'm gonna have to have a word with Mr. Mahan
Yeah,
because he didn't
wicked
bring.
deviled eggs.
Wow. So on Saturday it's Yvonne Savard and Barbara Arndt are the judges. Sunday is Patricia Cummings and Tony Vandendoel. And then on Monday is Kim Hamill and Ainsley Mills.
Right, that's a good panel. That's a good little panel.
Yes, Joanne Hammond will be judging the Canadian Eskimo Dog in place of Patricia Cummings, and Patricia Cummings will judge the remainder of the breeds in the working group and the group.
I
So,
wonder why Patricia's not judging the Eskimo dog.
well, I'm wondering maybe Joanne is on permit or something.
But it says in
I don't
place of Patricia Cummings, so that's weird.
know. That is weird. That is weird.
You're weird. And your girlfriend looks like mom.
Your pants are weird. The obedience judges are David Denis and Jeffrey Lunder. Ditto for Rally. And like we said, they have breed boosters for Canadian Eskimo Dog and the Prairie Dachshund Club. Supported entry for Irish Wolfhound and Australian Shepherds as well.
And they're both donated by Arctic Dreams Kennels.
Arctic Dream Kennels.
Arctic Dreams Kennels, yeah.
Arctic
Nice.
Kennels. So that is your show spotlight for our Canadian show. And now for our US show spotlight. It is the Summer Solstice Cluster held on.
You're right. We need like things falling now.
See,
Like
oh, hold on.
We're holding.
There we go. Now for the
Oh, there it
summer
goes.
solstice.
They're not falling. They're going up.
Well, I can't do it. Well, stand on your head. They'll look like
Turn
they're
it upside
falling.
down. turn your laptop upside down.
Could I do that? Could I flip myself upside down? That'd be like so
No,
funny.
don't try. We'll probably lose you.
Doc no, not me personally. I meant my screen. Doc will probably yell at us though.
Yes.
So it's a 4-day show, June 18th through to the 21st, and it's held at the Isanti County Fairgrounds in Cambridge, Minnesota. I attend the show. I usually go to the show. I don't think I'm going this year though, but I usually attend the show.
You'll be napping.
I might drive down for the day though. I could, because it's only a mere 5.5 hours from me. So it's not a bad drive at all. I must say.
Bring a pillow.
They have lots of fun things there. My two favorite things that they do is they have fast cat or sprinters. They have that going all day, and you can
That's getting very popular.
yes, and you can also do if you've never tried it, you can try it. They have certain times where you can go and try to run your dog. I've always wanted to run Fanny at that because I think she'd be really good. She might run away, but so be it. If it was meant to be, she'll come back. Isn't that how it goes? And they also have
Let
dock.
it go. If it comes back, it was meant to be.
And they have dock diving, which is I love dock diving. I seriously like it a lot. And they have like the cool tunes going. Like they are the cool kids in the parking lot for sure. The dock divers,
Really?
like they are. And they go for a long time. And they also have, if your dog's never tried it, blah, 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 they have spots that you can like just join. If there's no slotted dogs, you can just join in and let your
But
dog.
it's amazing how dogs adapt to that. Like they get so excited about Sprinter or Fast Cat dogs that have never done it before.
Yeah.
Clint, the Irish setter I co-own down the East Coast, Tori took him to Sprinter, and he lost his mind. Like she has a video of him, and he's like pulling her down the hill trying to get at it. Like he wanted to do it.
Yeah. It's so fun.
Amazing.
It's so fun. They also have a lot of specialties at this cluster of shows. They have the Minnesota Brittany Club, the North Star Labrador Retriever Club. Brittany's have two specialties, same with the Labrador Retriever. They also have the German Shorthair Pointer Club of America. They hold a specialty there. The Minnesota Boxer Club, Twin Cities Doberman Pinscher Club, and they also have the Gordon Setter Club of Minnesota, Twin Cities Voyageur English Springer Spaniel Association, the North Star Marion Club. Boxers and Dobermans have another specialty on the Saturday, and the Miniature Pinscher Club of Greater Twin Cities also has a specialty there. Lots going on. Yeah, lots going on there. And of course, they have the plethora of testing done. There's an eye clinic. I think there's a patella clinic, a microchip clinic, cardiology clinic, blah, 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 blah. Oh, there's a junior clothing swap. I believe that's new for this year. So outgrown the outfit.
That's a good idea.
Ready? Yeah, that's an awesome
that's a great idea.
Kids' clothing is it's expensive. And you know what?
They just keep growing, so you have to keep buying. So this is a great idea. So.
Especially for young men. I think that's the hardest because they do grow to their suits so quickly. And then, so, they have a Pee-wee competition on the Friday. They have the owner handler series all 4 days. Show safe. The junior education session. It's a free course.
And a handling session. That's good.
Yeah, I see that too. On the Saturday, what was the other thing they have? Bales and Trails Barn Hunt Club, with in conjunction with the Summer Solstice Cluster, is pleased to offer barn hunt seminars and trials during the entire 4-day cluster. Join us and give this hot new sport a try. So they have stuff going on every day you can find. What else do they have? They just have a lot of stuff. They also had something. So let's look at our judging
Who's
panel.
judging there, Yvonne?
Well, let me take a look. So from Canada, we have Jean-Louis Blaise. He's from Quebec. He will be judging. I would suspect that he's probably doing some Labrador stuff.
I would guess, yeah.
Don't quote me on that, but it's just a feeling.
I'm sure he's judging everything, but
Yeah. Yes,
Labradors
for
are
sure.
his specialty.
Yeah, for sure. Also, friend of the show, Joe DeLeo, right from outside of Thunder Bay.
Murillo, Ontario. That's where you used to
Murillo.
live.
That's where I used to live,
That's
Murillo.
where the
Pot to
Uric.
go. Yep, pot to go. That's our postal code. Pot to go.
That's where the
Um,
Uric Graceland was, though.
that was where the Uric Graceland was. Yes. That's
Did
where
it ever get finished?
not by my parents, no. But it is finished now. Yeah, someone else did. Remember when my dad was coming at your cordless on the back deck?
Yeah.
That was so funny.
You got a battery phone or a cordless phone. You're
Yeah.
coming at your cordless, Will.
Yeah, coming at your cordless on the back deck. And I think he told you how hot it was because our back deck used to get really hot because it got the southern exposure.
Was there a railing up, though? I'm not sure.
Yeah, there was. Well,
Okay.
for most of it had railing. There were sections that didn't, but he just tried to keep the drunks off that side of the deck. But yeah, so okay, the other judges
Did you have police tape so you guys know didn't cross the tape?
twine, just string. We'll be fine.
Yeah, Uric Graceland.
Yeah, yeah. Other judges at the show is Mrs. Judith Brown, Beth Downey, Barbara Ferguson Jones, Grace Fritz, Randy Guerin, Jason Hoke, Carl Liepman.
Oh, friend of the show,
Yeah.
Carl Eaton.
Yep, Betty Pollock, Kathy Tucker, Deborah Verdon, and Dr. Jill Warren.
Jill Warren, another friend of the show.
Actually, I'm looking at this panel. I'm thinking, this is not.
Yeah, hey, I'll enter my dog.
Maybe I'll go there.
I better bring a sleeping bag.
No, I'll just text friend of the show, Paula Roush, and tell her, hey, Paula, guess what?
Guess what?
I'm staying in the trailer again this year.
Chicken butt.
But she'll freak out because she'll have to then groom her dog. So that's a great show. Entries close noon Wednesday, June the 3rd at noon. Oh,
At noon.
At noon. Blah blah blah.
No one makes me bleed my own blood.
Blah, blah, blah. And I believe it's an Onofrio show, if I'm not mistaken.
Who was that brought to you by?
And that was brought to. I'm still trying to figure this out. I don't know who. I'm pretty sure it's an Onofrio show. I think so. Anyway, that's brought to you by Show Scene Magazine, the place to be seen. Ta-da! All right.
Yay. All right. Carrying on.
Now, this week's topic, sponsored by Leading Edge Dog Show Academy, where your success is our success. So we've got a couple of
two big shows announced their panels. Yes,
big shows, big. I'm talking
exciting
big
shows, and it's amazing because I was always at the Kalamazoo show when the Westminster panel came out, and you're always so excited to see who it was, because before we had social media, we had to wait till it came out in the magazine to see who was judging.
It usually was Dog News that came out with it, right? Yeah, because they were a weekly publication.
Yeah, Dog News. America's weekly publication brought for the love of purebreds dogs. I forget how I say it.
Yeah.
Devoted to the sport of purebred dogs. That's what it is.
Yes. Okay, so the first one is the 2027 Westminster Kennel Club judging panel.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, 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 dun.
Do we want to do groups first and go to Best in Show?
Yes, let's do that way.
All right.
Go ahead.
Who's doing Group 1, Yvonne?
Group 1 will be done by Mrs. Kathy Lorenzen.
I love Kathy Lorenzen. She's a Springer Spaniel judge, her breeder. Her and her daughter breed Springers, and they've done really well with them.
We were sitting with them at the table the year you judged, right?
Yeah, yep. And she's a good judge. She'll do a great job. That's so exciting for her.
And
who's doing Group 2?
Oh, and Group 2 is by your friend and mine, Mr. Kenny Murray of Island Lake.
For the Americans that are listening, Group 2 is the Hound Group. Because they don't do the numbers like we do up here. So the Hound Group is Well, they're the same
Oh,
numbers. They don't know them as well as we do. Like we
oh,
just think group one, group two, group three, but
yeah, we
group
do
hound
that.
group is. I know it's funny.
Yeah,
Is
that's
friend
fun.
of the show Ken Murray,
And
and
Murray.
Ken showed a lot of dogs. But he's mostly a
Period.
sporting dog handler, but he showed a lot of hounds. He
A
showed a lot
lot
of
of hounds.
foxhounds and a lot of
Yeah.
beagles, and he just has a great and greyhounds. He showed some great greyhounds over the
Oh
years.
yeah.
So he's gonna do he's gonna do a great job. You just
He'll
know he
do a
is.
great
So
job for sure. All right.
in a working group.
Group three, and that is being judged by Mr. Dana Klein of
Another friend of
Albany,
the show. Yeah.
Georgia.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's a former professional handler as well. And Dana's original breed was Great
Great
Danes,
Danes, right?
and
Yeah.
he's had Beagles, and now he has IGs, Italian Greyhounds. But everybody knows Dana, and they know
Yeah.
that he is an expert at anything he judges. He's
Yeah.
just one of those judges that are so well learned that he's going to do a great job.
Yes.
You just know he
Yes.
is. It's going to be fun to watch.
Awesome.
And Group 4, the Terriers.
Mr. Clay Cody. That is
Yeah,
very
Mr.
fitting.
Clay Cody,
Very
legendary terrier handler, Clay Cody, friend of the show. He's well, he's it's going to be fun to watch that terrier because
that'll
it's
be
such a strong group, and Clay's going to go through them, and he's going to come up with his winners.
Yeah.
So,
Very nice. Very nice.
and the toy group, Group 5.
Oh, the toy group, Mr. Seirocha
Ichiro.
Seiichiro Ishamaru.
Yeah. Say is his name. We all call him Say. He's an IG breeder. He's owned some other
Tokyo,
dogs.
Japan. Mhm.
Yeah, he's owned some other dogs too that have been shown. He's
Good dog.
just knowledge to the top. Like it's gonna be fun to see him. He's actually coming to Old York Kennel Club in a couple of years to judge as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, or is it next year? I can't remember. But yeah, he's a knowledgeable judge, and he's gonna do a great job. It's gonna be exciting as well for the toy people.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And what about Group 6?
The non-sporting group, Mrs. Patricia Sosa from
Yes, Patricia
Madisonville,
Sosa.
LA.
Yeah, she's a French Bulldogs.
Oh, okay.
That's her breed, but Patricia is well learned in all the breeds and such a classy lady. She's going to be a great addition to the judging panel there at Westminster. Yeah, and everybody loves Patricia. She's just a wonderful person, and she'll do a great job. Great job.
And finally, last but not least, the herding group, Group 7, Mrs. Marilyn Van Vliet from
Yes,
Sale.
I don't know Marilyn very well. So
Corgi breeder.
Corgi breeder. So,
Yeah.
But to make it to judge the group at Westminster, she's earned it, obviously.
Yeah.
So
yes.
Yeah, so I'm sure it'll be a great job. It'll be fun to watch, especially when you don't know very much about a certain judge and they've been given this assignment. It'll be fun to watch them do it. So
yes, yes. And before we announce the best in show judge, we want to give a shout out to a friend of the show, Mrs. Wendy Paquette, the lone Canadian judge on the panel, judging Beaver Terriers, Maltese, Toy Manchester Terriers, Miniature Pincers, Pomeranian Shih Tzu, Silky Terriers, Toy Fox Terriers, and Yorkshire Terriers. That's a fantastic.
Oh, she'll do a great job. And everybody knows Wendy from Wenrick Shih Tzu fame, and she was a professional handler for years. Dedicated to her sport, dedicated to her breed. This is well deserved. I'm surprised she hasn't judged earlier than this. She's
she
an
does
incredible
a lot with judges education too.
Yeah, she's a great asset to our country as a judge. Now she's living in America now, but we still claim her as our own.
She's still Canadian. She's coming to my show in August.
Is she? She's judging your show.
She's on my panel in August.
And she's a good producer as well. Look at Jody.
Yeah. Look at Jody. Yes. Not Jody to say that her sons aren't great. But
but they're not in the industry. We see Jody all the time, and we see everything she's accomplished.
Yes.
So
yes, our Toady, our little toad.
Toady Alexander, we used to call her when she worked for me.
remember the zone finals were in Thunder Bay, and we were all still at Limestone, but we sent Jody had to go to her, and we pinned a note on her, because my mom and dad picked her up at the airport. Remember that?
If lost, is that what it was?
Yeah, in case she's lost, and then had please call Greg or Marlene Urich, and we had their phone number. That was fun.
She was great. She still is great. I love Jode.
He has a great sense of humor. So now, the best in show judge. Dun, da, da, da.
Mr. Espen Ing from Norway.
Norway.
And no, what a choice! He is so learned in every breed that he judges. I know that he breeds greyhounds, and his greyhounds are world class. Yeah. But Espen is an expert in lots of everything he does. He's just one of those people that just works so hard to be good at what he does. It's going to be a great best in show to watch him judge that. So awesome. Looking forward to it.
Yes. So that's
Westminster's already out there.
Yeah. And that's held at the Javits Center and at Madison Square Gardens. And the other big news with the garden is
it's going to be on Netflix.
Going to be on
the group and best show judging will be on Netflix. So the whole world can watch Westminster Kennel Club.
Netflix live. That'll be awesome. Yeah,
that's going to be exciting. Yeah. So right along with Game of Thrones.
Yep. Yeah, that'll be awesome. That will be awesome.
It will be wonderful. That's a great achievement for the Westminster Kennel Club to achieve that, to get that kind of notoriety and exposure. So
Yep. So the other big show
for our sport.
Coming up at the end of the year, the 2026 AKC National Dog Show, the judging panel.
Now, what a great show! In Orlando, that's the biggest show in America, right?
Yeah,
biggest show in the Western Hemisphere. So
yes. So the group judges, sporting group, will be judged by Mr. Frank Kane.
Frank Kane,
that'll be interesting.
UK. Frank is a pointer breeder, but he's known all over the world as a sporting guru, sporting genius. I have his book, on this judging the sporting breeds. Like he's going to do a great job. He judged at Westminster a few years ago as well. Like he just makes the rounds. Everybody wants Frank to judge the sporting group. So
yes. Then the hound group will be judged by Mr. Dennis Sprung.
Yeah, Dennis, that's going to be great. I haven't seen him judging because he was the AKC chairman for so long. Never thought of him as a judge. So doing the hound group, he comes from Afghan, so it's going to be great to watch him judge. Yes. So it'll be a surprise to everybody what he does and how he judges. Because I just have not seen him judge. So not for a long time anyway. So can't remember.
And then the working group will be judged by Mr. Robin Stansill.
Yeah, and he was an AKC. What was he in charge of?
Oh, event coordinator,
Robert.
Yeah, something.
And I believe he had bulldogs or has bulldogs.
Yeah, bulldogs and French bulldogs. Him and his wife read that.
He's such a gentleman, Robin. And this is a very good panel. He'll do a great job.
Yeah. And then we have the terrier group being judged by Kathleen
Friend of the show, Kathy Ferris. We used to travel to shows with Kathy when she was handling dogs, and we'd see each other at certain shows and have dinner and whatnot. She'll do a great job. I've watched her judge a lot of terrier groups, and that's the group she came from. I want to say it's Westies, obviously.
Yeah.
But she well deserved. I can't wait to see Kathy do that group.
Yeah. And then the toy group being judged by Mr. David Fitzpatrick. Need we
Friend
say
of the show, David? He doesn't need any introduction.
Yeah.
Mr. Toy Dog himself, Pekingese, David Fitzpatrick. Yeah. Just finished judging Best in Show at Westminster. Now he's doing toy group at AKC. Yeah. Everybody wants David.
Yep. And the non-sporting group will be judged by Grace Fritz of Good Fortune Chinese Shar-Pei.
Oh, okay, good. I don't know Grace very well, so that'll be fun to watch.
Yep. And then the herding group, one of your favorites, Mr. James Fredrickson.
Jimmy Fredrickson, yes. I love Jimmy Fredrickson. He's such a great guy. He's a collie breeder, him and the other Jim.
Yeah.
And it'll be great watching him judge. I've always enjoyed watching Jim. I've always enjoyed Jimmy, so it'll be great to see him. And miscellaneous class is judged by Frank Kane.
Frank Kane, yes.
So that's who's doing best in show.
Well, best in show is
Oh, we
Dr.
gotta go back up to the
Thomas.
top.
Yeah, Dr. Thomas Davies of Brimfield, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
And Mr. David Kirkland of Sanford, North Carolina will be judging the best bred by exhibitor
Well,
and show.
David will do a great job.
Mhm.
I don't know Thomas Davies though. I don't know Thomas.
I don't know either. How about that?
I'm sure I know him to see him, but I don't remember.
Probably because
I
that's
don't. I
what we're
didn't
doing.
recognize him, but
Yeah.
I've seen him judge anyway. So that's
So
gonna
that
be
is
great.
that's the group in the best in shows panels for the AKC National and the Garden. So that's
Yeah,
that.
Westminster. It's going to be those two shows. They've become such,
Yeah.
landmarks for our sport. You
Yeah.
aim for those shows, and we the obviously the superstars show up for Westminster, but we get 5,000 dogs at AKC,
Yeah.
so you can see whatever you in the depth, even in the class judging. It's out of this. It's just so good for our sport
Yeah.
to be in that kind of spotlight.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
I'm looking
For
forward to
sure.
both of them.
Yeah. So there's some other big changes that were announced last week from both the CKC and the
Yeah.
AKC. So do you want to do the CKC one first?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. I'll take it away.
Take it
So
away, Vaughn.
thank you, Will. The board of directors have just implemented these two policies effective immediately. The Canadian Kennel Club Policy and Procedural Manual, Chapter 6. I had to do old school
You
thinking
don't
there.
have to go through all that. You can just
No, okay,
tell
blah,
us
blah,
what the
blah.
rule is.
Okay. So it is about eligibility to participate in a CKC approved event. No individual who is under investigation by a provincial or territorial animal welfare authority may participate in any CKC approved event until the investigation is completed and a finding of not guilty is established. Individuals who have been found guilty in a court of law of any offense relating to cruelty to animals or failing to provide the necessities of life, including appropriate housing, food, and health care, are ineligible to participate in CKC approved events. Canadian Kennel Club Policies and Procedures Manual, Chapter 3. In addition, a new section on eligibility, which states eligibility. CKC membership shall be suspended or denied for any individual who is under investigation by a provincial or territorial animal welfare authority. The suspension shall remain in effect until the investigation is completed and a finding of not guilty is established. CKC membership may be terminated or denied to any individual who has been found guilty in a court of law of any offense relating to cruelty to animals or failing to provide the necessities of life, appropriate housing, food, and health care.
What a great idea.
Wow. Good job, CKC.
What a great idea. I'm glad they figured it out.
I'm happy that it's in writing now.
Yeah,
There's no
exactly.
more there's no more ambiguity. I'm trying to
Big
use a big
Woody.
word. Ambiguity. That's a big word. Has lots of vowels. Uh, so it's
Sounds
clear.
like.
Yeah. Two words. Yeah. It's yeah,
Yeah, and
I'm glad that they
that was a smart decision to do that.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
know there was people talking about a lot of the same ideas.
Hmm.
So I'm glad they finally
Yeah. Put something
instituted
in
it.
motion. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And then on the AKC, they announced a new personal conduct policy. So the policy applies broadly to everyone involved in AKC activities, including exhibitors, judges, handlers, club members, vendors, stewards, and officials. It establishes a zero tolerance stance toward behavior that is dangerous, illegal, abusive, or damaging to the sport. Key prohibited behaviors include assault, battery, and sexual offenses, threatening or violent behavior, stalking or intimidation, harassment or discriminatory conduct, animal abuse, illegal weapons or drug offenses, fraud, theft, and other dishonest crimes, conduct that endangers others or harms the reputation of the AKC. The AKC states it may investigate allegations independently, even while law enforcement investigations are ongoing. Participants are expected to cooperate fully with investigations, and failure to do so can itself result in discipline. A major component of the policy is the temporary referral process. If someone is charged or accused of misconduct under the policy, the AKC may temporarily suspend certain privileges before a final verdict is reached. This can include withholding AKC privileges, preventing registration activity involving dogs they own or co-own, and refusing to record awards earned by those dogs during the investigation. If misconduct is substantiated, the AKC can impose disciplinary measures such as suspension of privileges, removal from the AKC registrations, or banning individuals from AKC event grounds. The document also defines legal terms like disposition and pretrial release, clarifying that disciplinary action may be based not only on convictions, but also on plea agreements, diversion programs, deferred adjudication, or court-imposed release conditions. Yeah. So our question is, do you think the CKC may follow through with a similar
will policy? The CKC follow through with a similar policy? Now, those are two great amendments, and the sad part is that we need them, because we do. Yeah. We need them. Yeah. And I'm glad that both kennel clubs went ahead and did that, and hopefully there's more to come, because it's an important rules to keep our sport safe in all regards. Our sport, we wouldn't have the sport if it wasn't for the dogs. So we got to keep dogs safe. Everything's got to be looked after, and we want a family fun event again, where everybody feels safe, including the dogs and the people. So.
Yeah, exactly. So that was great.
Yeah, those are great new policies. So hopefully there'll be more to come, and they'll just keep moving upward to keep our shows on the straight and narrow and safe. So
yes. So that was our topics of the week, sponsored by Leading Edge Dog Show Academy, where your success is our success. Ta-da!
I like their tagline.
I know. I could probably dance.
Guess what's next, though?
I know.
And this is a good one.
This is a good one. We reviewed it actually before we started this.
Yep. We were laughing.
Yes. So this is Kennel and Bench.
Kennel and Bench brought to you by Kennel and Bench brought to you by ProPlan Fuel for Life. Back to you, Yvonne.
Yeah. So this is from January. I'm ignoring you.
Don't ignore me.
So from Kennel and Bench, January 1969. And this is a little historical piece called, I don't even know what it's called. What is it called? Oh, it's a show that no longer exists, but for the longest time was like the event.
It basically was our premier event. It was our Westminster to a degree. It was Karina's show of shows. Karina's
invitation only. You had to be invited, and
you had to win a best in show.
Right, that was your invitation.
Right. So you didn't receive an invitation, I don't think, but you had to win a best in show, because when you entered, you had to put where your dog won that best in show on the date. And even new dogs that if a dog went into Ottawa on Friday and went best in show on Friday, it was invited to the shows Saturday night.
Yes.
Or even best show Saturday, it was invited that night to the show of shows.
Yep.
And it was when I was a kid, that was a show you wanted to go to.
Yep. I remember the first time I went, I think I was 15, and we had to fly on a plane. Of course, we flew on a plane, got to Ottawa. It was
magical. It was magical back then,
And
there were superstars there from all over the continent.
Yeah, and the show ended, like the regular All Breed show ended, and then it was like, and then it was black
lights, camera, action.
Yeah, and the rings were all fancied up, and everybody went and got changed into formal wear. Oh yeah, it was great.
I loved we'll get into it, how they did it, but when I was showing, they didn't do it this way. You already knew who the judges were.
back
But
here.
there was a mystique about it when you were a handler, because what we would do is we would go off and because you didn't get to eat really that night, so you would go off and buy food for the setup.
Yeah.
And we did partake in some libations as well, because it was an evening event, and not a lot, but wine, and we had champagne ready for whoever won.
Yeah.
And it was just a lot of fun. I remember getting bagels in Ottawa and smoked meat, and it was just fun. It was just one of those events that we all look forward to. Yeah. And there was always lots of pictures being taken. I believe there was even a commercial made. Someone made a commercial with forget what the song was, but it had excerpts from the shows, and it was like, I think it was one of those catwalk songs where they're watching.
Oh, wasn't it Madonna? No, it wasn't. Was it Vogue?
Something like that. Maybe Vogue. Maybe Vogue.
I think didn't Rob Morrison put that together?
Maybe he did. Yeah, maybe it was Rob Morrison.
Yeah.
But it was fun, right? It just seemed so glamorous,
Well, because they even had spotlights and everything.
Yeah.
At one point, I remember that.
Big cash prizes back then for the winners, and obviously, and lots of silver, which we never see anymore. Lots of silver trophies, and they would announce the winners of each group after the group judging. Like it was an event. It was an event that I wish would come back the way it was.
Yeah. Oh, really? Like it was so great. So this is a little bit what makes it a fascinating show is how elaborate the whole production was. Once the regular Albury show judging wrapped.
What year was this? 69?
69. Yeah.
Okay.
The entire Coliseum was transformed into one massive feature ring, complete with red and white draping, decorative trees, dramatic lighting, and even a parade of champions. Yeah. I forgot about that. They did that too.
Yeah. We all run around.
The competition brought together some of the top dogs and judges from across Canada and the U.S. with over 2,000 spectators in attendance. In the end, the big winner of the night. I'm not going to say that part because we're going to.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Save it for them.
Yeah, reading articles like this really reminds you of how much effort clubs once put into making dog shows truly spectacular events, not just for exhibitors, but for the public too. And honestly, it raises an interesting question. What elements from these old showcase events could we bring back today to help make our sport exciting again for the newcomers and the spectators? So,
tell them how they did it though.
Okay, so
because this is great.
I'm pretending to read off of this, which was too small, and I can't. I have to read it off my computer screen. So back in the day, this year we used a ping pong ball machine, such as it is used in bingo games. The machine was operated by Captain Don McKinnon, the comptroller of the Governor General's household. Captain McKinnon also did
that in itself, that he was there.
Right. He also did all the computing of the judges' cards. So for those that don't know, there would be 3 judges per the group, and every dog would be adjudicated by a judge, and that judge would give that dog a score.
And then it was out of 100, I think, for each thing.
I think it was out of 100, and then. And then those scores would then be tallied, and that's how you.
Then the average score would be the winner. Like they'd average it out, find the winners.
Yeah. Okay, so the order.
I love how they chose the judges back then. Though.
Yeah. So the order of the group judging, as declared by the ping pong balls, was 1, 4, 5, 6, 2, and 3. So that's the order of the group judging. And remember, this is 69, so there was no group 7.
Yeah, there's only 6 groups.
There's only 6 groups. At the same time, Captain R.C. Willis, president of the Ottawa Kennel Club, and Dr. Quentin Laham, vice president of the Ottawa Kennel Club,
that brings back memories.
Explaining the format of the shows to the 6 judges: Albert Collins, Montreal; W. Jacob of Edmonton, Alberta;
Wally Jacob.
Yep, Wally Jacob. T. Joel of Toronto.
Tommy Joel.
Yep. Peter Smith.
Not Tom Jones, Tommy Joel.
Peter Smith of Woodstock. Red Sparks of Toronto.
Sparks. Oh my
and
God.
Henry Stecker of New Jersey.
Yeah.
At 7 o'clock, the judges, executive, and stewards arrived in the ring, and the Group 1 dogs were brought into the ready ring. Captain McKinnon and the bouncing balls showed Mr. Collins, Mr. Smith, and Mr. Stalker as chose Stecker as judges for Group 1. So before each group, they did the ping pong.
Bounce the balls to see who's judging that group.
Right?
That's great. I think that's amazing.
Yes.
They made it into an event. They made it into dramatic.
Because it'd be exciting because you didn't know who your judges were going to be.
Exactly.
It was all hush hush.
It's almost exciting as the pinball machine. The Leafs got the first pick overall this year.
Right? Same level of excitement. So, Group 1 was won by American Black Cocker champion Denzel's Mr. Successful, owned by Denzel Thorpe of St. Thomas, Ontario.
Denzel, he was a staple in my younger days of the dog shows.
He
would have his cocker set up. He'd have 10 assistants helping him get cockers ready. Yep. He was always dressed to the nines with a little corsage or puff coming out of his shirt or his jacket.
Yeah,
it was a number to watch. Let me tell you.
Yeah, and then Group 2 dogs were judged by Mr. Jacobs, Mr. Smith.
Turn your head so we can hear you.
Sorry. Mr. Jacobs, Mr. Smith, and Mr. Sparks did Group 2, and the Afghan Hound, American, Canadian, and Bermudan champion Horning.
That was a big thing back then, having those 3 championships.
Yeah, because then weren't you considered an international champion?
I don't know, but I just remember reading the catalog and seeing Canadian, American, Bermudian champion Dun Holmes, Finn McCool, who was a famous Irish setter in the 70s, and it always impressed me that he had all 3 of those titles.
Yeah, exactly. Horning Seed Tasma, and the Afghan hound owned by Mrs. Greta Phillips of Clarkson, Ontario, was declared the winner. Terriers were brought in, and they're in the, okay. I read ahead. I digress now. Okay, the Terriers were brought to the ready ring and witnessed a crowd-pleasing argument between 2 best in show Scotties, father and son, owned by Mr. John Devlin.
Both of them owned by John. That's incredible.
Yeah. The judges chosen for
James Moses showed Scotties for John Devlin.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So the judges were Mr. Collins, Mr. Joel, and Mr. Sparks. And after due consideration,
what's going on? Why are you pausing?
After due consideration, the overall winner was, nope, that's not where we're going to.
Did we have make a mistake in dogs in Canada?
No. This is interesting because I wonder, the winner was the Lhasa Apso.
Yeah, Lhasa was a terrier group back then.
That's what confused me because I'm like,
yeah, no, they were in terrier group back then.
Yes. Yeah. Champion Ballerine Chai Pao, owned by Dr. Ellen Brown of Toronto.
Dr. Brown. Yeah.
Dr. Brown.
She's the one that got Luke Eric basically into showing Lhasa's.
Yeah. And then didn't Luke show Lhasa's for Quentin Laham?
I don't know. Maybe.
I think so. I think I remember that story.
I didn't know Quentin had Lhasa's. I thought he had Shepherds.
Yeah, he did. Group 5 was next, and after judging Mr. Jacobs, Mr. Sparks, and Mr. Stecker, the winner was the Pekingese, American and Canadian champion, St. Aubrey Marabou of Elsdon, owned by Carol Hollins of St.
Friend of the show, Sissy Hollins. Oh, my God.
St. Clair, Michigan. Group 6 was next, and the judges were Mr. Smith, Mr. Sparks, and Mr. Stecker. And the winner of that was
Miniature
Poodle, champion Top Hill
Orsino.
And
then he was number 1 dog breed, I believe, that year in Canada.
I think so. If I recall that, yes.
And he was shown by Pat Tripp. Pat Tripp, her assistants were Susan Hillman and Tim Brazier.
Yes.
How about them apples?
How about that lineage? Finally, the Group 3 dogs came in, And they were judged by Mr. Smith, Mr. Sparks, and Mr. Stecker. And after a crowd-pleasing performance, the winner was the German Shepherd champion Medoro's Aladdin, owned by Mr. and Mrs. J.D. Nolan of Toronto. And who showed that dog? Denny Hayes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Denny Hayes was the shower.
Was the shower.
Was the shower. So the 6 finalists are brought back in and back to the ping pong ball machine. And
let's see who our judges are going to be.
Yeah. So the judges that came back were Mr. Collins, Mr. Smith, and Mr. Sparks. But after their judging of the 6 best dogs, there was a tie. Oh my God. So they had to go back to the ping pong ball machine, pick another 3 judges. And after...
Wouldn't that would have been exciting though to be there, dude. That was only 4 times, so I would be asleep. But
there'd be the part where you'd be like, "Oh my God, is this ever going to end?" Because that was the one thing about that show; it was forever.
Yes, it would. But that would be dramatic at the end, though, when they had a tie. Yes. Had to bring 3 more judges in to judge it.
Wheel back.
The dogs would be exhausted, though. Holy jumping!
So the second set of judges were Mr. Collins, Mr. Sparks, and Mr. Stecker. They again judged the dogs with great care, and after computing the judges' cards once again, Captain McKinnon announced, nope, he didn't announce. They asked if there was a winner, and he said there was. And
yes, there was.
All of that, the best in show of the show of shows was the miniature poodle champion Top Hill Orsino. Ta-da!
That would be exciting, and those are events that you just I don't think they could happen today.
But yet I wish they could, because the prizes that they had. Trophies for each of the group winner included dog food valued at $50, a trophy.
So 1969, $50 worth of dog food. That's going to fill your truck.
Yeah, trophy valued at $25, so your silver plate. Cash at $25. And then, if you were the best in show winner, so the miniature poodle won this, a trophy valued at $200, 1 ton of dry dog food. Like, wow.
Can you imagine 1 ton of dry dog food?
For a miniature poodle.
Who's holding that in the picture?
Exactly. A full page ad in Dogs in Canada and $100 cash prize.
So you're buying dinner for the whole weekend. Yes.
And you have to remember, all trophies and prizes were supplied by Ralston Purina. Yep. Isn't that cool?
1 ton of dog food. That's incredible. I remember talking to Pat Tripp on one of the last shows I saw her. I think it was we brought her in for CPHA dinner, I believe, to honor her. Yeah, and I spoke about that because we talked about the dogs. I had seen some dogs. Orsino was probably her most famous one that we knew in Canada, and she just said she told me what a glamorous dog he was, but she talked about winning the show of shows with him. So that was an event for her that she thought was something worth talking about. And Pat Tripp, here's a little piece of trivia. Pat Tripp was the first Canadian handler nominated to be top handler at AKC.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because she showed down there. And I think she lived down there eventually. But she was the first Canadian, I almost said Canadian bred, first Canadian-born handler to be nominated for, I think she may have even won. I think she may have won Handler of the Year. Yeah.
That's cool. That's excellent. So that was Kennel and Bench.
That was a good Kennel and Bench. Good work, Megan.
Trip down memory lane. And that's Kennel and Bench, brought to Kennel and Bench. So I'm still doing the Kennel and Bench. Kennel and Bench is brought to you by Pro Plan. Fuel for life.
Fuel for life.
Fuel for life.
Good Kennel and Bench, though, Megan. All right, Yvonne, take us away because we passed the time, but it was worth it.
It was worth it. Click like and subscribe to the podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Audible, Castbox, or anywhere that you get your podcasts. Check out our Facebook page, The Dog Show Drive, Canadian Edition, or email us your ideas, comments, and more, because we really love them, at dogshowdrive@gmail.com.
Take us away.
So all of you traveling to dog shows this weekend, seatbelts on, glasses on. Till next week, guys.
These pretzels are making me thirsty.
You really need to do more during these things.